Hey guys, it's Choco the Chocobo here, and on this segment we're going to be talking about kind of the basic, most fundamental things about the map, kind of general features. In particular, I'm going to be going down this order. I'm going to be talking about what are lanes, what is in a lane,
Your middle tower is
kind of
under
the
attack.
general features of the map in terms of shops,
Your
followed
middle
by
tower has
what is
fallen.
jungle, what is river, and then I think that'll be it. Maybe I'll talk about the base, we'll see. So let's get right down to it. For the lanes, we're looking at what we call top lane, which is located all throughout here. Bottom lane, which is located all throughout there. And a middle lane, which is located right down the center. Now in each of these lanes, there are towers. Towers, whoops, this one already broke. Towers are defensive structures that kind of ward off enemy heroes, enemy minions, and let you kind of keep your lane going even when heroes are not present to defend it. They do a hefty amount of damage. I mean, like this guy I'm going to click on over here, he does 23 damage. This tower does a whopping 110 and has 18 armor. It's really bulky and strong. It'll ward off early attacks, and it's very, very good at doing that. These towers also have True Sight, which is the ability to reveal nearby invisible units, which is handy for stealthy guys that are kind of wandering around. But basically, these are the major objectives that you'll be defending, kind of keeping an eye over during the earlier parts of the game. Now this tower is the bottom lane's first tier tower, and other first tier towers would be for the Radiant side here and here, except this one got destroyed. Tier 2 towers, which are a little bit stronger, they do a little bit more damage, they have a little bit more health, are located here, here, and there. Tier 3 towers are located here, there, whoops, clicking a little nowhere, and there. And these tier 3 towers are a little bit different in that they have a special function in terms of they guard the barracks. If you take this tower down, the barracks become open to the enemy team, and your barracks are very important in terms of they are kind of what gives a team a permanent advantage in the case of DotA. You take out a barracks, so there's two in the case of DotA. You have melee barracks and ranged barracks over here. If you take out, let's say, a melee barracks, the enemy team's melee creeps will get stronger. And that's not reversible. You can't wait for it to respawn. It's gone forever. And they'll get a permanent boost in terms of their creeps will do more damage, and you actually get less gold for killing these guys. So it's a really, really large penalty to lose a barracks. You want to defend this with as much kind of, I guess, vigor as you can. Same thing with ranged. I do not think ranged includes siege creeps. It only includes like these little guys that have, I don't know, staves in this guy's case. Yeah, they both have staves. So that's that. Here we have our ancient. This is the objective. It's called Defense of the Ancients for a reason in terms of you defending this big old thing. They have 2 towers guarding it. Take these out, you get access to the ancient, break that, game's over. For the dire side, that would be located over here. Now, these towers, both of them have to go down, and they're only vulnerable whenever the previous tier tower has been destroyed. So, for example, I can't take out a tier 2 tower here since the tier 1 tower here is still up. In a similar way, my tier 3 tower back here can't be taken out because the tier 2 tower is still in place here. And so on and so forth for the ancient tower not being able to go down because the tier 3 tower is here. Now, for the actual ancient towers, you do not have to lose all the lanes. You can only lose one, and you can still push all the way through the ancient. So it is possible to win the game only pushing through one lane, but you will have to push down at least one lane in order to win. Of course, this is the same way in terms of the setup. You know, in this lane, you have these 2 towers here. Dire has the same things. So that's that. Now let's kind of get into the shops.
Your middle tower is under attack.
The shops are located, one in base, has the bulk of all your items and stuff. Oh, and by the way, in your spawn, you'll heal faster, you'll regen your mana faster. Very important part of the game. But here you can buy most of the stuff. It has almost everything, with the exclusion of the secret shop, which I'll talk about in a second. But here you can get all your major items, and all the recipes are located at your shop base. So all this upgrade stuff here. Very important part of the game. You will be coming back here probably a lot, hopefully not too much, because we'll talk about later, you know, sustaining yourself in lane and why that's important. But, you know, this will be a very critical part of your gameplay experience. Now located over here is the secret shop. This guy has a completely different set of items available to you, and more importantly for this particular thing, all these items are what a lot of players will consider as like souped up versions of items. So the Ring of Health is kind of like a souped up version of what we call the Ring of Regeneration, where it's like a 2 HP regen or 3 HP regen versus a 5. And kind of these souped up versions are all lined up here for you. And a lot of these are using components for recipes of more important, more valuable items that you can unlock later on as you kind of get more gold and all that stuff going for you. Now the secret shops are located here for the Radiant, and it's called Radiance 1 because it's a little bit more well defended in terms of accessibility. Although if you're on Dire, nothing stops you from strolling in. You can actually buy from the enemy's base. Not really advisable if you're new, but you know, you can try it.
Your
Dire secret shop is here.
under attack.
And now there's one last shop. So the secret shop and base shop, you know, these two, they have all the items in the
Your
game
middle
combined.
tower is under
The side
attack.
shops, located here and here, these two shops have a kind of combined offering. It's not really,
Your
there's no
middle
really
tower
rhyme or
is
reason
under
as far as I
attack.
know.
The enemy's
But
top
you know, it
tower
has the Ring of
fallen.
Health, the energy booster from the secret shop, and then it has a good number of items from the regular shop. One of the most important ones
Your
being Town
middle
Portal
tower is
Scroll,
under
very,
attack.
very important, game changing. Orb of Venom from the secret shop, sorry. So this can be helpful for you if you're kind of in laning phase and you're in top or bottom and you're slowly kind of farming. You're like, oh, you know what, I need boots. You don't have to go all the way back to base. You don't have to use a courier. You can just buy it right out of here. Only boots you cannot make at the moment, and this is like April something of 2013. So right now, the only boots you can't make here is the Tranquil boots, which requires a Ring of Protection, which is not here, so you can't do that. But you know, you can build any other kind of boots: phase boots, power treads, mana or energy treads, mana boots. I don't know. The thing that regenerates mana, darn it.
Your top tower is under attack.
But all that's there. Boots of Travel, obviously, you need a recipe for, so it's going to be back here. But all the other boots you can make out there. And besides that, let's talk about Jungle now. Jungle is, in the case of, let's say, Radiant side, it's all this crap. You'll see that there's like these green triangles. These denote what are called neutral camps. Sorry, neutral camps are these places where monsters will spawn, of varying difficulties, and maybe I'll put some link in the description. I might even make another episode thingy video for kind of how that works. But basically, you can go here, you can kill these units here for extra gold and experience. Of course, varying levels depending upon which camps you go to. So that's a very handy feature to know. Now, kind of like a really quick version of this. These two camps are your ancient camps. These are worth the most, hands down. They're also a lot harder to kill, so not recommended to go in there too early. And they are also located kind of away from the rest of the jungle. Now, it's kind of opposite of the enemy's main jungle, so, you know, be a little bit cautious. Terrible drawings. Next, we kind of have these kind of, what I call it, the big jungles. Here we can find monsters that give you a fairly large amount of experience and gold. Pretty decent payouts. Then we have like the medium jungles, which have, you know, sometimes they have pretty good payouts. Sometimes they kind of have like so-so payouts. And then the really weak ones, which are here. Very small payouts, but remember, the smaller the payout, easier to kill. Larger payout, harder kills. The only exception to that is mega creeps and stuff, which, you know, if you lose a Rax, then screw you. For the Dire side, you know, that's their ancient cam, obviously. This is the kind of supreme creeps of awesome payouts. These are the medium ones, and then this is the low priced one. And I think the final thing we're going to be talking about... Oh, I forgot.
Your
Okay,
middle
so this is
tower
River.
under attack.
Runes are these special little doodads that spawn in either here or here.
Your middle tower
And
is under
of course I
attack.
guessed wrong. But basically what these runes do is they're these built-in power-ups in the game. Every 2 minutes, so like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minutes into the game, which is located at the top here.
Middle tower
If
has
you kind of
fallen.
go along and you pick these up, they give you some kind of bonus, some kind of buff. So here is a blue one, which is double damage. Increase your base damage by 100%. You know, very, very handy, very, very useful. Pick this up, this can change a game. We'll talk a little bit more about it probably later on if I talk about bottles and stuff like that, because that's kind of what changes it a lot. The available runes in the game so far are double damage, increases your base damage by 100%. Invisibility makes you invisible to the enemy team, kind of while you're walking around, stealths you. Basically, it cloaks you. there is a regen, which lets you regenerate all your HP and your mana as long as you
Your
don't get
middle
hit.
tower is under attack.
And there is haste, which lets you move like at the maximum speed possible in the game for a brief duration. And then illusion, which allows you to spawn
Your
2
middle
illusions
tower
of
is
yourself.
under attack.
I believe they inflict 33% damage and take 200%. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll make like an annotation if it's wrong.
Your
But,
middle tower
you know, those
is
are
under attack.
Now, an important thing to notice about this river, though, is that there is this kind of outlet here, right? And it has this very large red
Your bottom
icon.
tower
Some people
has
mistake that for a
fallen.
dire structure. It's not. That's called Rosh. It is a kind of mini boss in the game that rewards you with a item called Aegis, and later on, after like the third one, you get something called Cheese. When you kill Rosh, you get this extra bonus. Everyone on your team gets gold. There's a fair bit of experience given by Roshan himself. Here's the big old guy. And you kind of get like a huge benefit from this item called Aegis. Now, there's a description if you want to read it for yourself. But basically, it revives you as long as you hold on to it. And you can hold on to it for 7 minutes. After that, it'll go away if you haven't used it. And then Roshan will respawn every 10 minutes after he's been killed. So let's say you kill him at 15 minutes. He'll come back at 25 minutes. He'll reclaim the Aegis at, what, 22? So, timers are very big in this game. You will not have an indication of when it's going to happen. You will get an indication if the enemy team takes it, or your team takes it, obviously. But you kind of have to set your own timers, or know generally, like, okay, Roshan is going to be spawning around this time, blah, blah, blah. And this will be a large component. This will be a large objective, actually, in your gameplay of Dota. So that should be it for the kind of basic mechanics of the map, guys. Forgive me if this is a really sloppy job. If you want me to redo the video, just let me know. But that'll be it for now, and I will be back later with other basic mechanical stuff, and we'll see how it goes from there. So have a great day. Later.